Hi guys, it's Malibu. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all having a good day. Hopefully you all listened to my new song that I just dropped on Tuesday. I feel like such a weirdo saying this because it's Monday for me, guys, right? I'm filming this on a Monday. The song comes out tonight, but I know that I won't post this until probably like Thursday, whatever day it is when you guys are seeing this. But I hope you guys listen to the song. It's off my new album. I really wanted you guys to hear this one before the album comes out, so if you haven't already heard it, please go give it a stream after this video, of course. But yeah, support the dolls by streaming Malibu Barbie Delish. Anyway, today I thought I would come and give you guys a little story time because this story that I'm going to tell you, it kind of randomly came up in my mind the other day. And I was like, oh my god, like it's a trans related story, it's funny. It's related to my breasts, so I don't know, maybe you guys will find it interesting. Right, enough waffling, let's get into the story. So obviously every trans woman goes through a stage of growing boobs when they start taking hormones. And I guess it's a slightly strange time because at first there's obviously like nothing there. You just start with like little discs behind your nipple basically, and it gradually gets bigger and bigger. And so obviously at first you don't really need to wear a bra. I was always of the opinion, obviously this is my personal preference and like it's totally up to you what you do. I just hated the idea of wearing a bra when there was nothing underneath the bra. Do you know what I mean? It just felt a bit like weird. Also, I was a slut back then, so like I just think it would have been weird like if I was out with a guy and like I had a bra on and then I went home with them and they took off the bra and there was nothing there. So I don't know, for me I always just felt like until I had boobs I didn't want to wear a bra. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that kind of think similar to me, I think. But also, obviously, totally fine if you do choose to wear a bra when you've got nothing now. Anyway, so I didn't wear a bra until I started to grow boobs. This is kind of where the story's going. I didn't start wearing a bra at first because, like I say, there was kind of nothing there. I didn't really need to at first. But of course, it gets to a point where like you do need to wear a bra. And I guess it's just deciding, well, at which point that is. And this story is kind of the moment that I was like, yeah, I probably definitely need to be wearing a bra from now on. I think it's an interesting like kind of topic of conversation really, because there's obviously a point as a trans woman where like if you went out topless you would get arrested, for example, and there's also a point where like you probably wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really know what that point is. I guess I don't know that anybody really knows what that point is, but when they start to look like boobs, you kind of have to start wearing a bra and probably not going topless. Not that I ever went topless in public anyway, but you get the point. So anyway, up until this point, like I say, I hadn't worn a bra and I was just living my life. Like I would just wear my dresses with nothing underneath. It's just what I chose to do. Honestly, looking back, I do kind of like think maybe I could have just wore a bra. Like it would have made me look more feminine, but I don't know, like I say, I was a slut and I just feel like it would have been weird, like getting down and dirty with a guy and then I take off my bra and there's nothing there. I think that was probably my biggest fear of it, honestly. And most of my life I was single until I met my boyfriend that I've now been with for 3.5 years. I did have a couple of other boyfriends, but they were all pretty short-lived. Anyway, on this day, I was wearing a pink dress, a pink thin dress. I was going to say I'll show you the dress because I don't throw any of my clothes out, okay? I've got all my clothes that I've ever worn. Well, not ever. If they like break, then I'll throw them out. But, well, it depends how iconic they are. If I deem them to be iconic and I feel like I need to keep it for the memories, then I'll keep the broken ones too. But generally speaking, I don't throw clothes out, so we're going off topic now. Do you know what? I'll see if I can find the dress. I can't find it. It must be under my bed and I'm not going to dig all through my bed. But I have an example dress here. So this wasn't the dress, but it's kind of similar material. And I'll show you what I mean. When it's like a very thin material, you can kind of see like a lot more shapes through it. Do you know what I mean? And so on this day I was wearing a dress very similar to this and I hadn't got a bra on and I had an Asda delivery. If you're not in the UK, Asda is like a supermarket. I think Asda is Walmart. I think Walmart and Asda are the same thing. Or is it Target? Anyway, it's like a food delivery shop. And I had delivery men coming round. It just so happened that there were fucking 2 of them as well, by the way. Usually there's only 1, but on this day there were 2 and it was 2 men. So I was sat in my dress just waiting for these delivery drivers to come. And I remember looking at my boobs in the mirror, like through the dress and being like, I can see my nipples. Like, it's really obvious that like I'm not wearing a bra and I've got boobs and I've got nipples like pointing out. But I was still at the point when I was like, yeah, but they're like not really like booby enough to like need to wear a bra. Like I probably didn't really have much like boob going on, but just like had maybe more prominent nipples. Because when it first starts growing, it sort of just grows behind the nipple and like pushes the nipple out. So the nipple is probably more like out, but like actually there wasn't much boob there. Anyway, there was clearly enough boob there for these delivery guys to notice. But before they came, I do remember being like, maybe I should put a bra on, because I did have bras that I would just maybe wear for photo shoots and stuff like that. But it wasn't something that I just like regularly wore. Anyway, I decided not to. I thought, oh, it'd be fine. The nipples are probably just like having a bit of a hard moment. Maybe they'll go down. I don't know. Anyway, I answered the door and there's these two guys. Obviously, they give me my food. I like am packing it away. I just sort of like chuck it on my bed and empty it. But I take the stuff, chuck it, obviously have to go back for the next one, whatever. And as I go back, I think as I'm giving the last tray back to like be like, oh, there you go, I'm done, I could just see them both just like absolutely like holding back laughter, like pissing themselves. And I just knew that it was because they were laughing at my wee little nipples poking out. And I just thought, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. But like also weirdly gender affirming, because it was like they were laughing at my tits. Do you know what I mean? I was like, okay, thank you, bye. And they both just walked away like trying not to look at me type thing. I definitely shut the door and just started laughing. And then I went back and looked at the mirror and was like, oh my God, yeah, they were definitely laughing at my little titties. And so from then on, I wore a bra, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of my days. It's funny thinking back. I don't think I was embarrassed at the time. I just think I found it funny. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting and pivotal moment of my transition. Boob growth is definitely a funny thing. It's made me feel very much gender affirmed. I mean, I really like how my boobs are now. I've got a little spot on them, ignore that. But like, they look nice. And I do kind of tend to wear bras that are like a little bit too small to like push them up, do you know what I mean? But this one's strapless as well. These are part of the dress, so I'm not getting as much lift as perhaps I could. But I am quite happy with how my boobs are now. I will get a boob job one day. I want to have like quite big boobs, I think. I wasn't sure at first. Like everyone was saying, oh, you don't want to go too big because you're slim, but like I actually think I do want to go quite big. Not like huge, but like, cause I don't know, like I don't like these bits here. Like I feel like it like, I don't know. I just feel like if I had bigger boobs, it would kind of hide that. Not huge, I don't know guys, we'll discuss boob size at a different time because that's not going to happen anytime soon. There's other surgeries that I want, and because I have boobs, I feel like it's not top of my priority list, you know what I mean? I'm sure all the trans girlies that watch me are going to have similar stories to this, and I would love to hear if you guys feel like sharing in the comments some of them, or indeed any other awkward and interesting moments of your transition that might be fun for us all to read. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there guys. That is it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this one. I haven't done a story time in a while actually. This was quite fun to reminisce a little bit and tell a little bit of a story. Don't forget to listen to my new song Liar if you haven't, and of course all the rest of my music if you haven't gotten into that. And if you want to see more of me, hit the subscribe button, and of course if you like the video, give it a like. I actually think I'm going to be going on TikTok live, which actually I do quite a lot, so if you want to watch me on live occasionally, do follow me on my TikTok. My links are in the description of all of my videos, so you can easily find me on TikTok. But yeah, I think we're going to do a live stream of us performing some of the songs, including the new one. I will make a post on here before letting you guys know for sure when it is. But yeah, look out for that. Alright guys, I will see you all next time. Bye bye.